Welcome to the Drama Club. On this week's episode, we've got Taylor Swift versus Scooter Braun, and then later, Stef tells us the story of the legendary Joan Rivers. If you want drama, you've come to the right place. Stay tuned.
What up, fam? It's good, Joe. Feels good, right? Yeah, I know it do. And without further ado, we broadcasting live from CA to NY.
Okay, hold on. Let me open this LaCroix.
Oh,
We got to figure out who's going to sponsor us that's like tajin level.
why not tajin? Have we given up on tajin? The fuck?
We gave them their
Valentina.
chance. Ooh,
Valentina,
yes,
Hot
Valentina.
Cheetos. I would love to be sponsored by Hot Cheetos because I love Hot Cheetos.
I love Hot Cheetos. You fuck with the crunchy or the puffs?
I like both, but I do prefer crunchy. Are you a Puffs girl?
No, I'm the exact same. I like
Hell
both,
yeah.
but I prefer the crunchy. I also
Hell
fuck
yeah.
with the ones with limon.
Oh, me too. Those are good. Every once in a while, when the 7-Eleven that I frequent runs out of regular Hot Cheetos, I
Uh-huh.
gotta get the XXX Hot Cheetos.
Those aren't that much spicy, or
They're
that
not.
much more spicy. But I'll
The
still eat
flavor's
them.
off,
Yeah, the
right?
flavor's off.
Yeah, that's my deal with them too. Like, don't at me about the spiciness, 'cause
Right.
it's not. But the flavor is somewhat off.
I stand for Hot Cheetos even more ever since I found out the guy who invented the Hot Cheetos.
Yeah, that
is like-
story's so great, right?
Yeah, he was like a
Janitor or
janitor at the
something?
factory.
And he was like, are they gonna make a movie about him?
What?
Yeah, he wrote a book because it was
No
like the
way.
CEO said that he wants to hear from everybody,
Yeah.
and that fool had been making his Cheetos spicy. So then he like just kept calling the secretary like, hey, he said he wants to hear from everybody, right?
Wow.
And the secretary was like, oh, I mean, I don't know. Then the guy was like, okay, I'm interested. Like, can you put together like a whole presentation for me?
Yeah.
So his kids helped him like put together the Hot Cheetos logo and everything.
No way.
And he went in and pitched it. And now he's a fucking millionaire. Good for him, man.
That's a beautiful ass story. Is he a millionaire though? Like, he doesn't have the rights to Hot Cheetos? They probably just gave him like a better job.
Yeah, maybe. But how about his salary, like overall?
Maybe. Yeah. They
Yeah.
probably increased. They probably made him head janitor. You know how these corporations be. They just like chew you up. They just take your ideas. They don't care who the fuck you are. They'll leave you in the mailroom.
Yeah, they are going to make a biopic about him.
Damn. Can we be in that?
I know. His name is Richard Montanes. Hell yeah. You know where he was working at, mate?
Huh.
Frito-Lay's Rancho Cucamonga, baby.
That's what's up. Yeah, we could totally be in that. We could be co-factory workers, maybe.
We could be
We
be
could-
two mates.
We could be the ones who taste it and be like, yeah, this is bomb.
Yeah. We're going to be
And
his
hype him
daughters
up.
that are like, help me come up with something, a presentation for the E CEO.
You know what we should call it? Flaming Hot.
You'd be surprised.
You'd be surprised. Yeah, so hell shit is happening this week with a recurring character on this podcast, Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Tell me all about it, May.
All right. So Taylor Swift is fighting with this dude, Scooter Braun, who is best known, I would say, as being Justin Bieber's manager.
Right.
And, well, Scooter, bought a whole ass record label, Taylor's old record label, Big Machine Records, for $300 million.
That's crazy.
Dude, how much money is Bieber and all his little friends making for this motherfucker to have $300 million on deck?
Right? Maybe not on deck. Maybe it was a loan, but still.
Yeah.
You got to get approved for that shit.
Right. And I'm sure there were other minority investors too, but still.
Yeah.
But I think
Still hella impressive.
does he also manage like like Selena Gomez? That sort of same generation of celebrities?
I imagine he would,
Yeah. So anyway, so he buys this record label, which also is Taylor Swift's old record label, and holds all of the rights to her old publishing. So all the rights to all 6 of her previous albums.
Right. And I just looked it up. He manages most notably Bieber and Ariana Grande.
Oh, Wow.
Come on. Yeah.
Oh,
Jesus.
shit.
Yeah, that guy's bringing in the money. He
Yeah.
looks like a whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I bet they all look like that, all the managers, you know?
Yeah, that fool's our age. Fuck this guy.
Yeah. He's
Anyways,
our age?
he's in his 30s.
Oh, okay.
That's all I'll say about our age.
No, people are going to assume that we're older if you say that.
Good. Then they'll be delightfully surprised when they find out that I'm 17 years old.
Anyway, so Taylor flipped her fucking shit when she found out that this was happening, and she wrote a lengthy post on Tumblr, which the most surprising, the most scandalous thing about this hot topic is that Tumblr still exists.
Hey.
Anyway, she went off and she said that it's horrible that he's buying her the masters for all of her records and that she didn't even get a chance to buy them back for herself. And now, after all these years of work and, you know, obviously blood, sweat, and tears that went into her music, that someone else basically owns her.
Yeah. This happened to Radiohead when we were in college.
This happened to
Everybody,
the Beatles.
basically,
This
right?
happens to everybody.
Yeah, I feel bad for them because I get it, but still.
Yeah. She
That's the
signed
deal you make when you sign those record deal contracts.
Taylor signed this contract when she was a little tiny baby
Yeah, that's true.
in her teens.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's part of the deal, and she was given the opportunity to buy them back. I'm sure for an exorbitant amount. You know, I know that Taylor has a lot of money, but you think she has 300 million or however much her publishing is worth?
Fuck no.
You know, so yeah, according to NT, which I did listen to his podcast, he did a little like second on this, a little episode on this, where he was talking about how Taylor was given the opportunity, the record company gave her the opportunity just to have them back.
Wow.
But for every song that she took, she would owe them a song.
Oh, that's some evil shit right
So
there.
essentially, she would be locked into this machine of working for them for how long has she been in the business? For like 15 years?
Yeah, forever.
So she would basically be stuck working with them for like another 15 years to get her old songs back.
That's crazy.
So, but yeah, you're right. This is kind of reminiscent of the Radiohead thing, which is why Radiohead stopped playing a lot of their music, a lot of their old music for a long time.
Yeah.
Which I could see that happening with Taylor. She could just stop playing her old music.
Yeah.
I don't know if her new music is doing that great, so maybe not.
That's true, but she's like, I don't know, she's a talented songwriter, really. She's written so many bops like that have gone on to do really well.
Yeah.
Not my personal cup of tea, but like, I mean,
you can't deny it. That
for sure. She's super successful. And she writes it herself. So that's what's got to feel extra bad for these types of artists. Because when you're like a Bieber actually, does he write his own shit?
I'm sure that he has credit for writing his own shit, but I don't know if like he actually writes it.
That's true. But when you're like, okay, whatever, like Ariana or Katy Perry or one of those artists that just kind of jumps on and does the lyrics and, you know, I mean, wraps it all up nicely.
Right.
I think you're less likely to feel some kind of way about this kind of shit.
Yeah.
But when you're like a band or like an artist that really sings their own songs and writes their own songs, then.
Especially with Taylor, where it seems like that was such a pivotal part of her career, because even me as a person who's not a fan of hers, who's like just rarely, just a little bit aware of her music, I can even tell you that her new music is lazy, the writing and stuff.
Yeah.
You know? So they're taking the part where she was really in there, like really working. Now she just kind of sits back and just collects that money.
Yeah. That sucks. It's horrible. And then there was all sorts of drama because people started taking sides. People started defending Scooter. And then did you see this thing on Complex too, that they were like, Taylor Swift always does this where she kind of makes herself the victim in things?
Well, she does. Absolutely true. We talk about that all the time. She was like, I think that she did see this as an opportunity to be like, okay, here we go. Here we go again.
Yeah. Oof. It's drama.
It's business though. I don't know. I understand that this is really shitty for her, but it's not personal. It's just like kind of the way the chips fell, you know?
Yeah, and this is kind of like the deal with the music industry.
Yeah.
That's fucking hard. I know, like people, I don't know.
So who's on team who? Like what celebrities? I know Demi Lovato is on Team Scooter or something.
Uh, of course, Demi Lovato seems like a bitch.
Because I
I
know
know
that's
Halsey's on Taylor's side.
Okay.
Cara, how do you pronounce her last name?
Delevingne.
Yeah, she's on Taylor's side. Jack Antonoff's on Taylor's side. Iggy's on Taylor's side. Who's supporting this fool?
His wife is. Did you see that post that she did on Instagram?
No. What did she say?
Yael Braun. Like she basically started to bring the receipts because Taylor said that she was never offered the opportunity to buy back her masters, blah, blah, blah. And Yael was like, oh, Taylor said that she didn't know about it until the press put it out there, basically, that all this was going down. So Yael was like, actually, no, Scooter texted you about it, and your dad knew about it for months because he sits on the board of this record label. And like,
wow.
So she kind of brought the receipts, but there's questions as to whether the things that she's saying are true.
Yeah.
Or like specifically with the thing with her dad, if her dad, I mean, it's not an if, he does serve on the board of the record label, but he would probably have a non-disclosure agreement and couldn't even tell Taylor, even if he knew that this was happening.
Yeah. Ooh. I don't know. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel bad for them, but that's business, baby.
That's show business.
That's show business, baby.
Did you see her new video with all of the cameos and shit?
No, but I know it's called You Should Relax or something. I thought that was a good name for a song. Also, that's funny. But I didn't see it.
I think it's called You Need to Calm Down.
Oh, okay, my bad. No, is it good? Is it a good video?
No, I don't think it's a good video, but
oh, that sucks.
But there's hella cameos in it, and the kicker, the cherry on top, is at the end she hugs Katy Perry.
Oh, cute.
And Katy is wearing her hamburger thing from the Met Ball.
Yeah.
And Taylor is wearing a Fries costume.
Oh, how cute. That's cute.
Yeah. So I thought they were going to collab because I think both of their careers could use a little boost right now.
Yeah, definitely. Katy hasn't had a bop in a second.
Yeah.
And we would know because we're her biggest fans. Remember when the Katy Calvin Harris Taylor Swift drama went down? That was pretty wild.
No? What?
Yeah, because Taylor had broken up with Calvin Harris.
Mm-hmm.
And then Calvin kind of called her out in a series of tweets for being a bitch to Katy Perry. And Katy Perry was like liking them.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Because Taylor had turned around and said like, oh, actually, I'm the one that co-wrote This Is What You Came For under a fake name. And that was like Calvin's biggest hit that summer. And then they broke up. And he was like, you don't need to drag me like that. You know, like I never tried to take credit from you. You wanted to write that under a fake name or whatever. Like, don't pull me into shit. Pull me into petty shit like you did with Katy or something. It was fucking crazy.
Wow. Oh my God. On 90 Day Fiancé.
Ooh.
Did you guys know that there was a show called Pillow Talk in which old cast members of 90 Day Fiancé watch new episodes of 90 Day Fiancé?
You know what I really like is Annie. I hate her, man. That fat white
her.
dude.
She's hilarious.
But Annie's dope. Yeah.
They actually make a good couple though, because like they play off each other. But on that show, on Pillow Talk, Alexei, this Israeli guy.
All right. He's cute.
He's real cute.
Yeah.
And I forget his wife's name, but she's kind of a bitch. She's like low-key a bitch. And the other day, she was talking shit about Chantal. And he was like, are you talking shit just because she looks good in that dress? And I was like...
He said that to his wife?
Yes!
Oh, shit. Her name's Lauren.
Lauren, yes.
Oh, shit.
I was like on the floor.
Yeah, damn. He put her in her fucking place quick.
And he's like real sweet. Like he's real mild mannered. Like so it really shook me when he said that. And the previous week he had the line of the week also because he was talking shit about what's Ho Girl, the Brazilian crazy bitch who keeps ending up in jail.
Colty.
Yeah, Colty's wife.
Larissa.
Yeah. Larissa was she was telling Colty to be a man. And she was like, be a man, blah, blah, blah. And the previous week, she had called him a pussy. And so Alexi said something like, man, last week he was a pussy, but now you're trying for him to be a man.
Damn.
I was like, damn, Alexi, you need to come on the drama club.
Yeah, that shit's sick. He's got a shade to throw. Sunny over there in Israel.
Don't talk too much or too loud. Sometimes it doesn't go over too well, and for good reasons. And all the makeup in the world couldn't make up for this sort of thing.
All right, I got a topic for you, May.
Ooh, that's a bop.
What up? My name is Stef.
I'm gonna be the one in all those songs, the one like the
Like
guy in
Puff
Boys,
Daddy?
no, like the guy in Boys to Men who just starts talking through the song.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and my name is May.
Baby, we've been going through a lot but somehow we always turn things around. That's like an oldies one.
I was just thinking about that. Like, how come that doesn't happen in songs more often? That gives you a chance to, like, you know.
I don't know. That's bullshit. Because people don't got it like that anymore in the singers today.
Yeah, can you imagine Ariana Grande talking through a song?
Or like, yeah, no, wouldn't happen.
Anyway, this is the Drama Club. This is a podcast all about dramatic moments and scandals and celebrities and gossip.
And social media and what our families are up to and hot Cheetos.
Yep. Welcome.
Welcome to the Drama Club. Okay, I'm going to do, this week is my topic, and I'm going to do Miss Joan Rivers. Yeah.
A legend.
Luca! What a good boy, Luca.
Luca! No.
What a good boy. All right. So for this topic, I rewatched the movie Joan Rivers, A Piece of Work, which is really, really, really great.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, and you should watch it if you haven't. It follows a day in her, like a year in her life in like 2014 or something.
Mm-hmm.
I also watched a ton of her stand-up, which once again, do that because she's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And I used a Vanity Fair article as well.
You know, do you think that Joan in today's climate you think she would change the way she does comedy, or do you think she would be like these men who are kind of like, it's bullshit how you can't say anything?
Yeah, I think she'd be like Seinfeld, like, no, everybody's fucking sensitive and I'm not gonna apologize.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which we'll talk more about her comedy in a second. Okay, so Joan Alexandra Malinsky, known professionally as Joan Rivers, was born on June 8th, 1933.
Zam.
In Brooklyn.
Where Brooklyn at?
Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Her parents were Russian Jewish immigrants, and she had one older sister named Barbara.
Okay. She
attended this progressive cultural school called the Adelphi Academy of Brooklyn growing up. It doesn't exist anymore, but I get it was all like progressive, like it didn't have standard curricula and all that shit.
Okay.
She was performing in theater at a super young age, and at age 16 was VP of the Drama Club.
What? That sounds about right, though.
Ooh, ooh. She graduated from Adelphi Academy of Brooklyn in 1950 when she was 17 years old.
Mm-hmm. Do you think they like you get to give your own grades at that school?
Yeah. What do you think you deserve?
I feel that I should get an A for this.
Yeah. She relocated with her family to Larchmont, which is north of New York City. Joni says that growing up, she was a little bit overweight and that had a huge impact on her body image, which she struggles with throughout her life. Mm-hmm. So after high school, she kept acting and auditioning, and in the late 50s appeared in an off-Broadway play called Driftwood, co-starring Barbra Streisand.
Whoa.
And they were homies. They became homies right away.
Damn.
That show ran for about 6 weeks. She said she was always acting, and she always envisioned herself becoming an actress. Like, that was always her goal. Mm-hmm. And she said the only reason she ever really enrolled in college was so that she could keep performing in theater.
Yeah.
Her first marriage was in 1955 to a man named James Sanger, but they annulled only 6 months later on the basis that James hadn't told Joan that he didn't want any children.
Oh, shitty. That sucks.
Yeah.
Discuss
And-
that before you get married.
Get married, my dude.
Yeah.
And then after that, Jonesy got her first nose job.
Yes.
And Joan is a huge plastic surgery supporter.
Mm-hmm.
And later said, she has this great joke later on. I've had so much plastic surgery. When I die, they'll donate my body to Tupperware. And she talks about later on, too, how she really hated how in the beginning people never wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
And she was always like, no, like, let's talk about this. Let's advocate this for women because, you know, women have a lot of pressure. And so from doing that her whole life, she kind of became like this poster girl for plastic surgery.
Yeah. I do think it's weird how somehow it's still like kind of taboo to talk about it, like if you've had it done. But I mean, whatever makes you happy. It's to me, it's almost weird to like shy away from it.
From what? Plastic surgery?
No, from like when
Talking
you like,
about it?
like you deny that you've had it and blah blah blah. You know,
Right. Because at that point, just don't have it then.
right?
Right? Like,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
like if you're the kind of person that is going to have plastic surgery, I imagine like you don't care, right? Like what people.
I mean, there's still people that deny it where it's obvious, like, oh, I haven't had
Oh.
anything done. You know?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm going to do something crazy and be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you talking about, mate? So Joan at this time was loving comedy, and she started performing in various comedy clubs in Greenwich Village in the early 1960s, which was like a super hot hippie spot. Joan became friends with the other comedians in the club scene, including Woody Allen and George Carlin, which she said were like her two closest comedian homies.
Mm-hmm.
She said everybody who hung around the clubs and bars in Greenwich Village around this time all hung out together, including Barbra Streisand, Bob Dylan, Simon and Garfunkel. You think every time Simon was around, people were like, hey, where's Garfunkel? And every time Garfunkel around, they're like, hey, where's Simon? That's probably fucking annoying, huh?
I didn't realize until somewhat recently that Art Garfunkel doesn't really do much in Simon and Garfunkel, because I started noticing people would always joke about like Paul Simon carried all the weight, blah blah blah. And recently there was like a really good joke where someone said something like, oh yeah, my first album was the first solo album from Simon and Garfunkel, and who would have known that it went on to do the heights, or like to the heights that it went, and it was the first solo album by Art Garfunkel.
Oh shit.
Justice for my curly-headed bro, Art Garfunkel.
Why not, dude? In 1961, Joan started doing gigs at Second City in Chicago. Shout out to Second City.
Didn't realize it was that old.
Yeah, right? Me either. And this really helped her break into the comedy scene a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
She said that her first comedy act, she ended by saying, quote, in this business, it's all about casting couches. So I want you all to know out there that my name is Joan Rivers and I put out.
A queen. That's perfect.
She said that. I mean, but think about it, right? This is 1961. So she said some people literally like got up and left.
No way.
But other people like loved her because she was really wild for that time. It was like fucking crazy to hear a woman say shit like this.
Right.
She was making abortion jokes before you could even say the word pregnant on TV.
Yeah. That's real ballsy. That's like real fucking brave.
Super brave. By 1963, Joan had a comedy act with two of her friends, Jake Holmes and Jim Connell. And they ended up getting a little scene together in a film called Once Upon a Coffee House, which turned out to be her first big screen credit. The crew ended up breaking up shortly after that because they got booked to play Democrat Bobby Kennedy's rally, but Joan showed up wearing opponent Kenneth Keating's button on and refused to take it off. So they got into this huge fight and then they ended up breaking up.
What the fuck was that? Was it a joke or what? She just really supported that fool?
So Joan is a Republican and I want to get that out of the fucking way.
Wow.
Like, she's a hella Republican.
Oh my goodness.
I wish you guys could see Lenny just jump into the... That is so cute. Oh my God. So later on, she calls herself something that I fucking hate when people do this.
What?
She says, "I'm fiscally conservative but socially liberal."
Ugh.
That fucking pisses me off.
Yeah, that
so
pisses me
much.
off. That's not a thing.
It's not a thing. Okay, so Joan broke up with this little comedy crew she was in. Then she had her first eye lift, which she said was an attempt to further her career.
This was in the 60s.
Yeah,
So she's still
30.
Yeah, she's kind of young for that.
Yeah, she's pretty young. Joan's comedic style is very tough talking, satirical, critical, and even a little bit abrasive. So I think it's either like you hate it or you love it.
Yeah.
She pretty much just tries to tell it like it is. She'd make jokes about her own life and the lives of celebrities a lot and public figures a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes she'd be called gossipy or insensitive, but she never ever apologized for her humor. The first round of bad press she ever got for jokes was when she would clown on Elizabeth Taylor's weight.
Oh, no.
And Elizabeth Taylor kind of said something back at her and she was like, yeah, I'm not going to apologize. Later on, we see this happen again when she clowns on Adele's weight a lot. But again, she never apologized for that. That's what I'm telling you. I don't think she would apologize in the current climate.
Mm-hmm.
I think she would just keep doing her and be like, don't fucking listen to me if you don't like me.
That's true because she has, even before, I guess, this more sensitive climate, people have always had that same issue with her comedy.
Yeah, totally.
So it would be nothing that she hasn't heard for forever.
Definitely.
How are you going to clown on the most beautiful woman on earth, Elizabeth Taylor?
Because it's a joke. I mean, fuck.
Being thick.
I know.
I love thick Elizabeth Taylor.
This is like when Grace Kelly gained weight, bitch. Just more energy to steal your man's, bitch.
I was watching Cat on Hot Tin Roof the other day. Elizabeth Taylor's waist is like this fucking big. Like,
really?
Yeah, she's so... she looks so good.
Awesome.
I love her at all weights.
Me too. So Joan was seen as someone who took aim at a lot of what was considered acceptable female behavior, especially back then, but even now, I think.
Yeah.
And she liked to break long-standing taboo, which later on paved the way for other female comedians who did similar things because nobody was doing it before her.
Right.
In the documentary, Joan says she fucking hates when people tell her that.
Mm-hmm.
She's like,
she's
like, I hate hearing that I paved the way for people in the later part of her career. She hates hearing that because she's like, I'm still working. I'm still paving the way for you. Get to work, Kathy Griffin.
That's the big one though. That Kathy is the one who...
Yeah, I mean, come on.
There's
if
a direct line.
Joan, there would be no Kathy.
Yeah.
Yeah. This same year, Joan made her debut guest appearance on a little program called The Tonight Show.
Hey.
Which at this time was still being hosted by Jack Parr. Mm-hmm. She ended up getting a gig as a writer on a show called Candid Camera, which lured people into ridiculous situations. We all have a similar show in our childhood, right?
Oh, in our childhood, Punk'd?
Yeah. Like there's always a show like that, right?
Oh, well, and we also they brought back Candid Camera when we were
for a while, right?
Yeah. But then, did you hear about this new one that's getting drama?
No.
It's like with the kid from Stranger Things, the one with no teeth.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, it's a Candid Camera type show. But it plays jokes on people who are looking for work.
Oh.
So there is, I mean, it hasn't premiered. No one has ever seen clips from it yet, but everyone was like, why?
Yeah. Not a good one, dude. So after a while, Joan wanted to get back on The Tonight Show, but by now there's a new host in town, Mr. Johnny Carson. So she had to keep auditioning. In the following 3 years, she failed 7 auditions to do a bit on The Tonight Show.
What?
Then she finally made it on the show on February 17th, 1965, after her friend, Billy Crystal, gave her an in with Johnny.
Wow. Oh, Billy Crystal was doing shit in 1965?
Yeah.
Damn.
And this is considered Joan's big breakthrough moment when she does this set on The Tonight Show with Johnny. And after her set, Johnny sits down with her and he's fucking cracking up. Mm-hmm. And he tells her on stage, on screen, you're going to be a star.
Yeah. Wow.
That's got to feel amazing.
Yeah. Johnny calls you over. We've talked about that, how like that's the thing. Like if Johnny calls you over to sit you down, you're a star.
Yeah, for sure. After this appearance, she and Johnny Carson became very close friends. Aww. And she became a regular guest on the show, coming back 8 more times in that year alone.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he loved her.
Yeah.
He loved how she was like the opposite of him because he was always super polite and she was a bitch.
Yeah.
And she was like over the top and he was more low key laid back. Like he's a super Midwestern dude and she's like this urban chismosa.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she don't give a fuck.
No. Joan said that her relationship with Johnny was magical, that they would make each other laugh so much, that they played off each other so naturally. Like, it was perfect.
Oh, I bet. I'm surprised. Well, Johnny's job is very demanding, but they could have done like buddy movie together.
Oh my God. I would have loved that. People also say that Joan is really like an open book. Like she's someone that if you meet her, she'll tell you fucking everything and anything about her life. She does not care. She has no pretense. She really just wants to talk. Like one of her friends in that documentary, I remember, says Joan is like, if I could capture her in like one phrase, it would be like, so let's talk or something. Like she's just somebody who wants to come over and like gossip and talk and hang out.
Can we talk?
Yeah, exactly. Me too, bitch. That same year, in 1965, Joan married her second husband, Edgar Rosenberg.
Ooh.
Their only daughter, Melissa, was then born 3 years later on January 20th, 1968.
I'm going to say something here.
All right.
I hate Melissa.
Really?
Yeah. She just like completely rubs me the wrong way. And there's nothing against her. She could be a nice person. I don't know. There's just like something about her. I do not like her, man.
Huh. Interesting.
I don't like how when she first came on the scene, like, you know, obviously I'm obsessed with like the red carpets and stuff. Like,
oh, me too.
You know, when I was a kid, you would see her and then she'd be like, back to you, mom. I just, I don't like that.
Yeah, because you call your mom by her fucking name, you freak.
Yes, but it's like when you're on TV though, like, you know, just have, we're going to throw it back to Joan. She would be like, no, we're going to throw it back to my mom. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
You're a weirdo.
It's weird.
If I was on TV with my mom, I think I still call her mommy. Like, that's what I call her.
No, but you have to have like, there's an air of like professionalism. Let's say you worked with your mom at an office.
With my mom.
Let's say you work with your mom at an office setting. You wouldn't
I
be
still
like,
call her mommy.
But you would tell your coworker, go talk to my mom.
Oh, no.
You know?
Yeah. I don't know. You're a weirdo. I don't think that's weird. Family above everything. I mean, fuck.
All right, go on.
Me so annoying.
I just don't like her.
Yeah, I know. All right, so now Joan's on the up and up, right? And she became a guest on a bunch of the other big shows around the time, like Ed Sullivan and the Michael Douglas Show and the Dick Cavett Show. She was also writing for other comedians at the time and even got a short-lived syndicated daytime talk show, That Show with Joan Rivers.
Ooh.
It premiered on September 16th, 1968. Each episode had a different theme, and she would do an opening monologue followed by celebrity interviews. So very timeless, what is that?
Format?
There you go. Johnny Carson was her first guest.
Aww.
I know. Time magazine called Joan neurotic about practically everything, but with a femininity that makes it special. So that was like a big deal for her.
Yeah.
Not like that unspecial kind of neurotic Woody Allen. Ooh, I did not land that joke. I did not realize that was a joke. So I just kept reading it like normal. Woody Allen is an unspecial neurotic, though.
But only because I think that our definition of neuroses now is based on him. So
Woody
he's like
Allen?
he's like the baseline.
Poster child. Yeah, he's like basic neurosis. That's true. In the middle of the 60s, she also released 2 comedy albums, The Next to Last, Joan Rivers, and Rivers Presents Mr. Phil Kiss and Other Stories.
Okay.
Yeah. And now we've made it to the 1970s, where Joan is pretty much a permanent fixture on television.
Mm-hmm.
She was still doing the late night routines, but she also had a regular stint on Hollywood Squares.
Ooh.
She was a regular on the Carol Burnett Show.
Yes.
And she starred on our favorite spin-off TV show, Here's Lucy.
Yay.
Then from 1972 to 76, she narrated this show called The Adventures of Letterman.
The fuck is that?
I don't know. I fucking have this in bold, and I said, what is this? I forgot to go back. Sorry.
Okay.
More on that next time. In 1973, she wrote the made-for-TV movie, The Girl Most Likely To.
Mm-hmm.
This is about an ugly girl who has a lot of plastic surgery to become beautiful and takes revenge on people who previously mistreated her.
Ooh,
This is Go ahead.
they should remake that.
They should. That'd be awesome. This is based on Joan's own story and became a cult classic and success. Yeah, I've never seen that.
Yeah.
It's a TV movie, so I don't know how easy it would be to find. She was also writing for the Chicago Tribune at this time and published her first book called Having a Baby Can Be a Scream. She then wrote and directed the comedy Rabbit Test, starring Billy Crystal as the world's first pregnant man.
That's
The
funny.
film was a flop and it debuted to hella bad reviews.
You know what a rabbit test is?
No, what is it?
That used to be how that was like the first pregnancy test. There was like one hormone or something that when injected into rabbits, they would die. So if they died, you were pregnant.
Shut the fuck up, man.
It's the truth.
This is what happens when men run healthcare. That's the kind of shit. We got fucking wire hangers and rabbits.
Imagine you're taking the test and you're just like, please.
Please die, bunny.
Or it might have been if he died, you weren't pregnant.
Whatever, either way. It's a crapshoot either way. Who fucking knows? And in case Joan wasn't doing enough at this time, she was also doing opening acts for a bunch of singers on the Las Vegas Strip.
Damn. That's crazy how the stand-ups used to open for singers. You don't really get that anymore.
No, that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Imagine. By now, she started doing jokes about the Holocaust.
No shit.
And she gets a ton of bad press for that.
Yeah.
But she says, "This is how I remind people about the Holocaust. Through humor. My husband lost his entire family in the Holocaust."
Wow. Yeah.
And she's like, "I'm not apologizing for this shit."
Yeah.
She said that throughout her career, she's always gotten bad press and that she would all the time get death threats.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. But she said she's like, "It doesn't take anything for other people to just tune me out or turn me off. So I refuse to be politically correct."
She's right.
Yeah, it's true. During the early 1980s, she found more success on stand-up and in TV. In 1983, she performed at Carnegie Hall, hosted SNL, and released the best-selling album What Becomes a Semi-Legend, for which she was nominated for a Grammy.
So she's already been in the business like
20 years.
20 years.
Yeah, I mean, the 60s were really slow for her, but still, she debuted on Johnny Carson 74, and now it's 83. So like a 10 solid years of doing good, but 20 years of like working in this fucking business, which is tough.
Wow. And being the only woman.
Yeah, seriously. And getting heat for it.
Yeah.
And having a baby and a marriage.
Wow.
Fuck
Melissa.
I actually don't feel any kind of way about her, really. This is similar to when you were always like so mad about Jessica Biel, and I was like, but for why? Like, I don't even know enough about her.
I will be vindicated.
But yeah, Jessica Biel came around and
because honestly, I don't feel that way about that many people. I'm neutral about most people.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, you really don't. I'll talk about it later. But there is one thing in the documentary that bothered me with Melissa. I'll talk about it later.
Okay. Also, Anna Kendrick, you're on my list.
Oh yeah, you don't like Anna Kendrick.
Do not like her.
Yeah, I like that movie End of Watch, but not because of her. Because of
I forgot she was in that. That's a good movie.
Jake Gyllenhaal and Eric Pena. Is that his name? Eric or Jose Pena? This is racist.
Michael
Pena. You're right. All right. By August 1983, Johnny Carson established Joan as an official regular guest of The Tonight Show. Mm-hmm. She would frequently host the show if he was like off doing something, and she was just always all up in The Tonight Show.
She's the permanent guest host.
Yeah. She was also serving on the advisory board of the National Student Film Institute. She spoke at a luncheon for First Lady Nancy Reagan, who she was really close friends with. Mm-hmm. She published another book and was basically busier than any of us will ever be in our entire lives.
Yeah.
Joan describes herself as a workaholic, and she says that her worst nightmare is to have a completely empty day planner.
Yeah. Could it be me?
Yeah, that's like my favorite thing.
Yeah.
No, my favorite thing is to have something on schedule and then be like, I'm not gonna go to that.
Because that's a power move. That's a
Yeah,
flex.
I love that shit. Then in 1986, something happened. Fox announced that they were going to give Joan her own late night show starring Joan Rivers. This was going to make Joan the first woman to have her own late night talk show on a major network.
Yes.
She was going to air from 11 p.m. to midnight, meaning she would be in direct competition with her longtime friend Johnny Carson, who was back at NBC hosting The Tonight Show at the same damn time. I feel like it's crazy how much we talk about like the Tonight Show drama, right?
Yeah, it's such an important part of pop culture and comedy, and it intersects so many things.
Yeah, with so many great legends.
Yeah.
That's the thing too, is like the show itself is its own fucking legend.
Yeah. You know what's crazy now that you mention it? We haven't really talked about SNL that much.
Yeah.
Considering
true,
like
actually.
what an institution it is. And
that's true. There's not that, honestly, considering there's not that much drama with SNL. Lorne Michaels seems to run a tight fucking ship.
Yeah, you're right. There should be a lot
way more drama, right?
Yeah.
But there isn't much. And who the fuck is competing for Saturday night programming?
Right. Yeah.
He fucking figures something out. Low-key, I don't like Lorne Michaels.
There we go. A lot of people don't, though.
He seems like a douchebag, doesn't he?
Yeah. Every time you hear people talk about him like at length, like let's say like in a podcast setting, like on like Mark Maron's show or something, it's always like he did like these shitty things and he was an asshole to me and blah blah blah.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I think you have to be an asshole to be in that position. And like, especially for him, like, look how long he's been successful with this show that he created.
Right.
And I do respect that. But like, I don't know, something about him.
You're going to make enemies because you're going to have to make decisions that
hurt people.
Yeah.
And it's not personal for him, but it's personal for everybody else. That's how I feel with Taylor Swift and the Scooter Braun thing. Like, it's personal to her.
Yeah.
Because, you know, those songs are personal to her. She wrote them. She came up with them and everything. But I don't know. For him, no, it's business.
It's business. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So anyways, Johnny Carson caught word that Joan was going to get her own late night show competing with him directly from Fox and not from Joan herself. Joan said that she only called Johnny to discuss after she knew that he already knew about it. She said that he immediately hung up on her. Later in the documentary, in this documentary about Johnny Carson called King of Late Night, Joan says that she believed she should have asked him for his blessing before taking the job since he had kind of helped her so much. But, you know, it didn't happen that way. I don't think that she did it on purpose not to tell him.
Right.
I think maybe she was nervous because I would be nervous.
Yeah, this is your mentor in the case. In a way.
And friend.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to have to say. But I think that Johnny took it too far, though.
He did. And this is an opportunity she had to take. Like, any other person in her situation would take that opportunity.
Yeah.
It was only going to further her career.
And if this is your friend for the last, X amount of years, going on damn near 2 decades, you would think that this person would be happy for you also. Like,
yeah.
Yes, you have to take this. What are you doing calling me? Like, go take it.
Yeah. Which makes me wonder, like, because Johnny loved Joan too so much and he thought she was so great, I wonder if he thought, fuck, she's going to come for my ratings.
Right.
You know?
That's
like, she's a real threat.
That's for sure what it was.
Yeah.
But then I'm also thinking, like, had she not taken that job, would Johnny have advocated for her to take over the show, The Tonight Show, in, 92, 93, whenever that shit happened?
Yeah, just like 5 years later.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, me either. Joan says that after Johnny hung up on her, they never spoke ever again for the rest of their lives.
That's so sad.
That's so fucking sad. This whole thing led Johnny to officially ban Joan Rivers from appearing on The Tonight Show. And The Tonight Show ban was respected by Johnny's first 2 successors, Jay Leno, which I expect from him, but also Conan O'Brien, which is kind of disappointing for me from Conan.
Well, Conan didn't have the show for that long.
That's true. Maybe he would have brought her back.
Yeah.
Joan didn't appear again on The Tonight Show until February 17th, 2014.
Jesus. Jesus Christ.
So more than 20 years later. And she appeared on the first episode of new host Jimmy Fallon.
Well, okay, so then maybe I'm being a little soft on Conan.
Conan, no, I think so.
Yeah.
And actually, like, Jimmy, for everything he is, he does seem like a fucking nice guy. And he does love the comedy world and, like, respects comedians a lot.
You know, I think that, yes, Jimmy is a nice guy, but I think he's made that his, I want people to like me, me to be nice, you know?
Yeah. He is naturally nice, and then he tries extra to make himself seem nicer. And it's like, dude, relax. We all know you're a nice guy. Like, you don't seem like a douchebag, you know?
Right.
Okay, this episode is so cute. It's on YouTube. You guys should watch it. And she tells Jimmy that it's so special for her to be back. She makes fucking hella savage jokes about vaginas and Bruce Jenner and Germans and Jewish people. It's hella spicy. It's hella Joan Rivers. It's perfect.
Jimmy like dying?
He can't hold it together. He's he tries to hide, but he's dying. They cut to the roots and they're all fucking dying. And Questlove is like trying to hide his face, but he's like fucking dying. And Russell Crowe was the guest, and that fool's laughing his ass off. Like everybody's loving it. Then Joan's show, so cut back to 1986, The Late Show starring Joan Rivers, premiered on October 9th, 1986. The show was a disaster.
Yeah.
From the very, very start. Her husband, Edgar, served as the executive producer, and he didn't get along with Murdoch or any of the other big executives at Fox. The show didn't do very well with ratings anyways, but then the Fox executives weren't getting along with Edgar, so they wanted to fire him. But in order to fire him, Joan had to fire him. And she refused to fire her husband. So what the Fox executives did was then turn around and fire both of them on May 15th, 1987, just a little over a year after the premiere.
That sucks because we have to think about what are the repercussions for this show not working out. The fact that we haven't had a woman in late night. Since
then, the fact that Joan is now banned from the Tonight Show, so she's not going to have that late night exposure,
right? Which
would have helped get a woman on a late night show, I think. You know,
yeah, for sure, because she would have done more. She would have guest hosted more, and like you said,
she might have taken over, like you said.
Maybe.
Yeah, yeah, it's awful. This whole experience caused a lot of distress for Joan's husband Edgar. And only 3 months later, he committed suicide while in Philadelphia.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. At the time, Joan blamed the tragedy on the humiliation from Fox and the backlash from her late night show. Joan said that... So later, Joan reveals that just 4 days before his suicide, she had asked Edgar for a separation. They were married for 22 years, and Joan said that this was like a very real marriage. She loved him very much. In some interviews, she says it was bad and hard. In other interviews, she says, I loved him and I devoted myself to him and he devoted himself to me in my career. So, you know, like that she was happily married.
But like any marriage, even happy marriages,
there's ups and downs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any relationship, really. I mean,
yeah, true.
Yeah. In the documentary, Joan says that Edgar ended up leaving her with a ton of debt, a ton of grief and questioning, and she felt like he left her career in ruins too, because not only did she have the late night debacle, but now her husband's died and she's kind of like marred with this tragedy, like, you know?
Yeah.
You know that happens.
She has her daughter to deal with too.
Yeah, so it was like she felt like everything was over, basically.
Yeah.
So
damn it. And the debt situation, like now,
ooh, imagine
you're so helpless. You've lost your partner, your lover, your friend, you're the father to your child, and now you have to dig yourself out of this fucking hole that he left you in.
Yeah.
And your career has taken a major setback.
Yeah. So after the death of her husband, Joan's career was kind of put on hold. She was appearing here and there on various TV shows like Pee-wee's Playhouse, Hollywood Squares, but not like the way she was before, where she was like a TV regular.
Yeah.
Joan said that she developed really bad bulimia at this point in her life.
Wow.
Shortly after her husband committed suicide, her psychologist also died of AIDS.
Oh
So
God,
she became super depressed.
no. And not to
And
mention that now she's a woman of a certain age, and
mhm,
in her career, like in her chosen career in show business, that's not a good
that's the
thing.
mark of death.
Yeah.
Also, Joan and Melissa were going through a really hard time in their own relationship together, and Joan says that at some points she would contemplate suicide because it was just seemed too hard for her.
I I don't. Oh no, that's not the right language. I was gonna say I don't blame her. I just can't judge her for that.
Of course not. So Joan said that she had even gone so far as to like take out a gun, but there was a huge turning point in her life because at that moment when she had a gun, like her dog came and sat in her lap, and she said that that saved her life.
Oh my goodness.
I know, because dogs are amazing.
Yes.
She entered counseling after that, and she came on to host her own daytime show.
Yay.
The Joan Rivers show was a success,
Perfect.
and she earned a daytime Emmy in 1990. So
Yeah.
she's probably feeling a little bit better about herself, working
Yeah.
more. She said her and Melissa were both in counseling. Like, they were in counseling together. They were in counseling separate. So that helped everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So then after a little bit, her daytime show ended, and influenced by the stand-up of comedian Lenny Bruce,
Mm-hmm.
Rivers co-wrote and starred in a play about his mother, Sally Marr, who was also a stand-up comic.
Oh, I didn't know Lenny Bruce's mom was a comic.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
After a few previews, Sally Marr and Her Escorts, it ran on Broadway for 50 performances in 1994.
Oh, dope.
The production received mixed reviews, but everybody applauded Joan's performance.
Mm-hmm.
So now both of those gigs ended. She decided, you know what? I got to reinvent myself.
All right.
I also want to point out that Joan was a huge AIDS activist in the 80s and 90s and like basically ever since then.
Yeah.
And she served as director of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And she supported these cool nonprofits that train guide dogs for blind people,
Mm-hmm.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
Then she made the big money-making move in 1990 to design a line of jewelry, clothing, and beauty products for the shopping channel QVC.
Get that money, girl.
Make that paper, baby.
Yeah.
Joan said, at this time, only dead celebrities went on to QVC. So since I thought my career was over and I had bills to pay, I did it.
Do that shit.
Hell yeah, I would do that shit.
I love these women who are unapologetic about what they do
To
like,
make
they don't
their
give a
money?
Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, men are unapologetic about that shit.
Yeah.
So we should be too. Fuck it. Her product sales exceeded 1 billion by 2014, and she's one of the network's top sellers of all time.
Wow.
It's fucking awesome, right? There's a cool YouTube clip when she's on this show, Closet Raiders or something. It's like a little
It's like a makeover thing.
no, it's like an internet series that was put together, I think, by Vogue, but I'm not sure. I can't remember now. But anyways, they're in her closet, and she's like, and this is where I keep all my line of jewelry. And it's just like fucking cabinets and cabinets. And she
What?
opens it, and it's like all these rings. And she
Hell
opens it,
yeah.
and it's all these necklaces. It's so sick.
I know why she used to sell a lot, because I used to watch a lot of QVC growing up, QVC and HSN, because my mom has a low-key shopping addiction.
Your mom likes those, though, those channels.
She doesn't watch anymore, but yeah, like I said, she had a low-key shopping addiction, and so it was very easy to purchase stuff on those channels.
Yeah.
So I would watch Joan, and she was just like the perfect salesperson.
Yeah.
It's the perfect medium. You
Yeah.
just have a camera in front of her. She
Yep.
talks about shit that she likes, shit she doesn't like. Oh, I like this because of this and not because of this. It's just like, and
Plus, she's
funny.
glamorous. Like,
Yeah.
Joan is really like, she started like out in the 60s, but her style, you almost push her back to the 50s. So she makes you believe in like that old Hollywood glamour.
Yeah, for sure. It's perfect. I've like whoever, if it was her or her team or whatever, brought this opportunity to her. Perfect.
Good move. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then in 1994 came the E Network.
Yes.
And Joan, along with her daughter Melissa, who May hates, got a gig from the network to host the pre-awards show for the Golden Globes. She and her daughter are known for revolutionizing the red carpet as a space to showcase the work of designers and have celebrity interactions. Because before this, people weren't really doing what we all know as the red carpet interview.
Was she? I don't know if I just pulled this out of my ass, but did she start Who Are You Wearing?
Yes.
Okay.
Joan and Melissa were the first ones to ask, what are you wearing tonight?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, right?
Then what did you even ask people?
I know. No, I don't really think they asked them shit. They were just like taking pictures of them, you know?
Yeah.
But because Joan loves to talk. So she would just fucking talk to them. Like she was like, okay, let's talk to them, you know? Joan and Melissa, then that show was a huge hit when they hosted this one time. So they were then asked to do the pre-award shows for the other big red carpet events that year, including the Academy Awards. And as they say, the rest is history.
Yes.
Joan and Melissa then played themselves in a TV movie called Tears and Laughter, the Joan and Melissa Rivers story.
I've seen only clips of this.
I've never seen it.
Short clips of it. It is something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Joan
a drama.
Says like a lot of people talk crap about us, like maybe it's tacky and maybe we shouldn't have done it, but hey, we had a story to tell, so.
I mean, she's not wrong, but like, get somebody else to play you though.
Yeah. Cut out the middleman. Just play yourself.
That's because then you get 2 paychecks. You
right? You know what I'm talking about?
Hell yeah. And you know they're about that money.
Fiscally conservative, socially liberal. By the beginning of the new millennium, Joan was riding high off her regular gig at E! Hosting the award show Red Carpets. Between 2002 and 2004, she went on tour with her solo comedy show, Joan Rivers, Broken Alone. She got pretty much positive reviews from that show. And then in 2003, Joan left E! To sign a 3-year contract to cover the red carpet events for the TV Guide channel.
I remember this. I remember seeing them on the TV Guide channel.
Yes, which is so funny because that was such a thing and like RIP, don't exist no more.
Yeah. Oh my God. If you were too young to remember the TV Guide channel, why are you listening to this
podcast?
You used to have to watch it and like, let's say I wanted to know what was on MTV. It had to
and
go
then you miss it and you gotta wait.
God damn it.
I missed it. And then you try to remember, you see something else you might like, and then you're like, okay, remember, 67.
Yep. Thank God. Thank God. We only needed the TV Guide channel before I started smoking weed, because otherwise
that's true,
I would never remember what channel.
That's true, though. I should would have been just stuck on National Geographic. Fuck it. Joan's contract with TV Guide channel was reportedly for $6 to $8 million, somewhere in there.
Whoa.
That's pretty good, right?
That's really good.
Don't call it a comeback, baby. I've been here for years.
Do you think that at this time, because I think that I don't remember people calling Joan a legend until I was a little older.
Me too.
You know, like
yeah.
So I'm wondering if is she already a legend? She was called a legend way past when she should have been.
She was a legend now, but they weren't recognizing her as that yet.
Yeah.
Because she had kind of gone through the downfall. I don't want to call it a downfall, but she kind of had like a period where she wasn't working as much. So maybe people forgot about her.
Yeah, true.
And then she made a comeback.
And she was doing that QVC shit. So it's like, you know.
People don't really know about that if they're, you know, that's outside of the comedic world for sure.
They don't fuck with that. They look down on you because you're doing that.
That's true. Yeah.
You remember Cher sold shampoo and everyone was like, fuck you.
Fuck you. Yeah. This shit almost ruined her career. How dare you sell shampoo, bitch? You don't wash your hair. Ever.
Hey, if Cher started selling shampoo in the year of our Lord 2019, I would buy that shit.
You think I don't want my hair to look like Cher's? What kind of dumbass shit? So Joni's now back and full speed ahead with guest spots on a bunch of TV shows again, including Boston Legal, Big Brother, and Curb Your Enthusiasm. She wrote and starred in the play Joan Rivers, A Work in Progress. It's kind of funny how all her shit is just about her.
Yeah.
In 2005, she was one of 4 Americans invited to Prince Charles and Camilla's wedding, which I thought was a fun fact. So I put it in.
Whoa, that is a fun fact. Who are the other 3?
It was like the president. No, I swear.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Who was she friends with, Charles or Camilla?
I think Charles, dude.
Yeah.
I bet they like her humor because British people are savages.
Yeah, that's true. But if she were a British humorist, she would like drag them though.
Oh, hell yeah. Especially Camilla and Charles.
You raggedy ass bitch.
Yeah, you fucking tampon bitch. In 2009, Joan and Melissa were contestants on Celebrity Apprentice.
Ooh, yeah.
Joan made it all the way to the finals and allegedly threw a fit the week that Melissa was fired.
Oh, yeah.
Joan said that she never wanted to be cut on the show before Melissa, and she didn't want to compete with her own daughter on that level at all.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where I was gonna say. So in the documentary, they show when this happens.
Yeah.
And Melissa's like she's like, I know my mom would say that, but I don't think my mom would actually feel that way. Like she says, like, I actually think my mom would want to beat me, but I know she would never say that. She would say the other thing.
Right.
And that kind of like, I was like, oh damn, Melissa, like it gives you a little insight, you know, like
right
to their relationship, and then I kind of felt for her.
Because their relationship is very complicated because they're mother and daughter, they're colleagues, and also, you know, to some extent they compete with each other for attention. And
of course. Yeah. So I kind of felt for Melissa that time.
Does she say in the documentary? Does Joan say in the documentary that she only did the show for Melissa? Because I think
remember that, but maybe I wouldn't put it past her. At that moment, she goes on like a little spew about like, oh, how she loves Melissa so much and all that shit.
Because I remember there was something like Melissa wanted to do the show, but they didn't want to put her on the show if Joan didn't do the show.
Oh,
so
wow.
It was like Joan was like, oh well, I'm doing the show for you.
Oh, ooh.
But Joan wanted to do the fucking show.
Of course she did. She wants to do everything.
Yeah.
So Joan faced poker player Annie Duke in the finals, but ended up winning everything. The same year, she hosted and wrote a reality show called How'd You Get So Rich, which was a bop.
What? I don't remember this.
Yeah, it was Joan Rivers traveling throughout the U.S. interviewing self-made millionaires. You don't remember this, man?
Oh, that sounds familiar now that you mention it.
Like some people are like, I won the lottery, and some people like inherited money. Some people like invented stuff that like I love those like little inventions that you don't even think of, and like these people became millionaires.
Yeah.
At this point, Joan has been in this industry.
Oh, speaking of that, sorry, before I forget, I just saw a thread on Twitter that the daughter of the guy who invented the wacky inflatable guy, and it was really cute and
for
sad.
Father's Day.
Yeah, she posted all the pictures of him like developing it, and then like he ended up dying, I think, of cancer or something. It was really sweet.
It was so cute.
And you don't even think about like that. People need to invent that.
Yeah, right? We just like, this should just exist like naturally. Yeah. Somebody fucking birthed the wacky wavy inflatable guy. Have you seen the ones that are like for your desk?
No.
They plug into your computer. I want to get one for my office. I keep forgetting to buy one.
Oh my God. That's
Isn't that
perfect.
so funny? Okay, so at this point, Joan has been in this industry working for almost 50 years.
Good for you.
And she says she never once thought of slowing down because she lives very, very well. And she wants to continue living very, very well. And I fucking stand that so hard.
Yeah, me too.
Go out there and work, girl.
Yeah.
She says in the interview, I could retire and live off my money, but I would have to live carefully, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to keep working.
Yeah.
That's just fucking sick.
And also, by all accounts, especially following the debt that her late husband left her in, she was very smart with her money. I know that she made a lot of like really good investments and stuff.
Yep, she did. She's a self-made woman.
Yeah.
The documentary, A Piece of Work, then premiered on May 6, 2010. Like I said, this follows her for 14 months during the 76th year of her life and makes an effort to show the struggle, sacrifices, and joy of living as a groundbreaking performer. It's fucking great. Again, like I said in the beginning, you get to see her naturally in her element, and it's crazy. Like, I think it's great also to see all the work that goes into being a working comedian.
Yes, that's the best part.
Yeah, because I think a lot of young people think that it looks easy, but obviously the trick is to make it look easy.
Right.
And Joan is fucking working nonstop.
Yeah.
She's a hard-ass worker.
I also love how specifically her work ethic is.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not only is it hard work, but she's like not complaining about it.
Nope.
She's loving every minute of it.
Laughs, cracking jokes, like...
My favorite thing, the first thing that comes to mind when I think of that movie is the scene where she goes to her office and her office is full of filing cabinets and literally has every single joke she's ever written.
Yeah.
It's
alphabetized.
Crazy. Alphabetized. Yeah. So doesn't she say like Tony Danza or something?
And she goes to the T's. Yeah.
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 This is crazy.
It's so funny in that scene too, because she pulls random ones out and she just reads them, and they're so, me and Joel were dying. Like, it was like, what does a woman need to learn to cook for? Isn't that what the mistress is for? Or something? I don't remember. They're just great one-liners, which is so hard to come up with. Then on September 10th, 2010, Joan got a gig co-hosting the show Fashion Police.
Yes.
With Juliana Rancic, Kelly Osbourne, and George Kotsiopoulos. That was hard for me. Kotsiopoulos.
Damn, how does Kelly Osbourne end up on this show?
I don't know. You know, when the Osbournes came out, she did have like a moment because her style was unique and she was doing the most, you know? But yeah, like it's not like she designed her own clothes or anything. Like,
right.
I never would have completely placed her in the fashion world, I think, if not for Fashion Police.
Right, exactly.
But she is a savage too, so maybe that's, you know, what they wanted.
Right, because like kind of
Juliana's not going to say shit.
Joan is not known for her fantastic sense of style or anything.
Right.
So it's like,
yeah.
You need that, but she's perfect on the show.
Oh, yeah. It started out being a 30-minute show just commenting on celebrity fashion, but it became so successful that it was expanded to a full hour in 2012. The August 26, 2014 episode about the Emmys and the MTV Movie Awards was Joan's very last TV performance.
Oh.
In 2011, Joan played herself on the HBO show Louie, and she got her own reality TV show called Joan and Melissa, Joan Knows Best, which was pretty successful and ran for 4 seasons. Then on August 28th, 2014, Joan was scheduled for a minor outpatient throat procedure, but she suffered serious complications and stopped breathing. She was resuscitated an hour later and transferred to Mount Sinai Hospital. She was then put on life support and passed away on September 4th, 2014 at the age of 81.
Wow.
R.I.P. Her official cause of death was brain damage caused by lack of oxygen. Do you remember when, because at this time, Joan was huge on E. Like, she was their, not like their Kim Kardashian, but she was somebody like that where you kind of put her together with the network.
Right, it's synonymous. It was like her and Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like, when this was happening, like, when everything started happening during surgery, I remember they had, like, 24-hour coverage, like, outside her clinic and, like, at the hospital, and they were giving updates nonstop, like, on the bottom of the screen, no matter what they were showing. So, I remember kind of being like, oh, my God, is she going to make it? Like,
yeah. Because she's so old at that point. Any minor complication could, and like this is a relatively minor complication.
Yeah.
Just like snowballed.
Yeah, it's just so dangerous.
Oh, God.
There were several investigations into what went wrong after her death. Federal officials announced on November 10th that the clinic made several mistakes before and during the procedure, including failing to respond to Joan's deteriorating vital signs during the procedure, a severe drop in her blood pressure, administering the incorrect amount of anesthesia, and performing other irregularities.
Man.
Her body
preventable death.
Very preventable. Her body was cremated, and a private service took place at a temple in Manhattan, which was attended by 1,500 guests.
Oh my God.
That's a private service. That's a fucking bop.
That's how many friends this woman has made in her fucking 70 years of life and 50-year career. That's crazy.
Guests included Howard Stern, Whoopi Goldberg, Barbara Walters, Michael Kors, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Matthew Broderick, Kathy Griffin, and Donald Trump.
Oh my God. Oh, she would have dragged him.
Yeah. Hugh Jackman performed a song, and the New York City Gay Men's Chorus sang old show tunes.
Oh, perfect.
I know. Howard Stern gave the eulogy, and Melissa read a note to her mother.
Oh.
Melissa ended up filing a malpractice lawsuit against the clinic the following year, and it was settled in 2016 with the doctors accepting liability.
Yeah. Do we know how much?
No, it's an undisclosed amount.
It's a lot though, huh?
Yeah, I'm sure it's a lot.
Yeah.
And then Melissa started Joan, imagine going through Joan's things.
Oh.
Yeah. Imagine, I would die. But that was bad frame. Sorry.
No, but not only does she have these iconic outfits and pieces of jewelry
and fur
and her like jokes and
Yes.
just the sheer amount.
Yeah,
of
it's got to be
things.
crazy. So, like a few years after, Melissa had an auction with Christie's for a lot of Joan's valuable jewelry and keepsakes.
Memorabilia.
And then ended up selling her penthouse in Manhattan, which went for like, I think, over 7 figures.
Yeah. Wow.
7 figures? The fuck am
More.
I talking about? It was like 20 million. How many figures is that? 8?
Yeah, 8 figures. I'm surprised Melissa didn't keep the apartment.
Me too, but I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's hard. Like, what are you gonna do? Just keep it and let it be empty? Like, she had her own place, you know?
No, you live in that apartment. Yeah, you live in it.
And you take over your mom's room and stuff, though?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard. So rest in peace, Joan Rivers, a pioneer for comedians.
A legend.
A legend.
You know, towards the end of her life, also, she was having a lot of drama on Fashion Police because there was a problem with the writers.
Yes, because they were speaking out that she was having them work like nonstop, which I will say, if they weren't being compensated as such, that's a problem. But if it was just the sheer amount, I do think that Joan works that much herself.
Yeah.
You know,
but I think the problem was they were getting paid like less than minimum wage or something.
Oh, fuck that. Yeah, that's not okay. Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah,
I remember somebody did like an article, like I think they even wrote like right? Like one of the writers.
Yeah.
And Fashion Police had a lot of bad looks. They did a lot of like really just awful jokes.
The Zendaya was the big one. That could be an afternoon delight one day.
Patchouli? What did she say?
Patchouli, yeah.
That's
She looks like she smells like weed and patchouli.
Oh shit.
Zendaya was a kid too.
I know.
That's just not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That show like really, and then Melissa tried to, okay, so Kathy tried to take it over.
Yeah, that's right.
When I heard that, I was like, perfect, right? Like Joan's successor, Kathy Griffin. Okay.
Yeah.
But
it didn't go well.
It didn't really work. And then Melissa tried to take, Melissa would have been a good choice too, but.
Yeah. But she doesn't, it's just like Joan is like, I don't know. Like, the reason it's okay for her to like be there, not okay, but the reason it works, her like sitting there criticizing celebrities, is because she's done it to fucking Elizabeth Taylor, you know?
Yeah.
And now she's doing it to whatever, Zendaya or whoever the fuck. Dita Von Teese is somebody she criticized. And like, it kind of, I don't know, it seems so natural from her. Like,
yeah,
this is who should be telling us this.
It's true. But also she's done so much in her career that if she wants to talk shit, who fucking cares? You know, like, she's a fucking legend. Melissa Rivers, you can't talk shit on anybody.
No, bitch, shut up. Who the fuck is you?
The best thing you did was sell a fucking $20 million penthouse.
Hell yeah, baby. That you inherited. Hey, I'm impressed.
That was awesome stuff.
Thank you.
I love Joan. That's like a really... what a fascinating life. What a fascinating career.
Yeah.
I wonder if she'll ever get a biopic made about her, and I wonder who would play her.
That'd be great. Somebody unexpected.
She's one of the big influences on Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Oh, yeah. Everything I was like, when I was writing it, I was like, this is Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Like, this is the fucking show. What's that bitch's name? $1 Million Baby?
Hilary Swank.
She could play Joan Rivers.
That's a good one.
I'm trying to think who has like a long, skinny face. Like,
you know who could play her, and she would get an Oscar for it? Reese Witherspoon with some makeup.
Oh yeah,
you know she would be like really.
She would be good at doing the jokes.
Yeah, it's kind of against type, and yeah, I think she would kill it.
Yeah. Ooh, Big Little Lies is so good right now.
Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. I don't want to. No spoilers, but somebody gets slapped. And it's exactly who you want it to be.
Yeah, seriously. By exactly who you want it to be. Seriously.
Oh, God. All right.
Well, guys, thanks for listening to this week's episode. Hit us up on Instagram and Twitter at Drama Club Pod. Hit us up on the website, dramaclubpod.com, and at our Gmail, dramaclubpod@gmail.com.
On the hotline, 505-539-0556, and at our P.O. Box, PO Box number 27433, LACA 90027. We'll talk to you on Monday with our Afternoon Delight episode.
Bye.
Bye.
However, whatever with your helmet.